I think it's really important. We need to stand up against this fascist takeover. That's not a bad word. It's a fact. And here in D.C. and across the country, it is so incredibly important, Mr. Chair, that this committee does not allow rhetoric that defames and or paints Washington, D.C. in a way that you all haven't really truly seen. And no, it's just wrong how we're doing it.
Chairman, I think it's insane that the gentlelady doesn't have an argument, but she's going to refer to me and some of my colleagues.
Mr. Donalds,
we were from the Third Reich. This is insane.
You're going to look at 14, 15-year-olds as a bunch of criminals?
It's insane.
Oh,
Do I look like a member of the Third Reich to you, Ms. Tlaib?
She was upset about the bipartisan D.C. Crimes Act, which the House passed this week, which makes criminals 18 to 24 sentenced as adults instead of juveniles. She was against that. And you just heard Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, a member of that House Oversight Committee, calling her out for the rhetoric. And he continued online talking about it, saying it is unhinged, it is out of line. The rhetoric has inspired murder. We will not stand to be defamed. Pleased to have Congressman Donalds joining us right now live on Newsline. Sir, welcome in. Good to have you. When you start to say it's not a bad word, I think you're already losing right out of the gate when she's continuing on that way. And of course, she voted against the Charlie Kirk resolution, which condemns political violence. Your reaction to how heated it got and why, for some reason, these Democrats are continuing to use this term, whether it be fascist or otherwise, which you say inspired murder.
My reaction to what happened yesterday is people who are just common sense people, decent people, moral people, we cannot be quiet against this insanity that comes from the radical left. Rashida Tlaib was trying to once again defame and dehumanize the people that she disagrees with politically. I find it to be outrageous. I've always found it to be outrageous. And now it is clear, following the assassination of Charlie Kirk, that there are nut jobs out in the country who are listening to her rhetoric, scribbling that stuff, putting it on the casing of bullets, and then shooting people. And in this case of Carly Church, assassinating them. So good people in America, you cannot sit idly by, say nothing, and do nothing. You have to challenge this stuff when it meets you. Listen, I want everybody to be safe. I recognize the humanity, even in the people I disagree with, like Rashida Tlaib. I want her to be safe. I want her to be able to go home to her family, just like I want to do the same to mine. But to let them continue with this insane rhetoric, which makes no sense, simply because they want to win political elections, enough is enough. We got to stand firm. When good people stand firm against insanity, the right prevails. Good people prevail.
It seems like prevailing, too, was the law and order in D.C., as we just showed the rates were dropping. Well, whether they're listening to Rashida Tlaib, Congressman, or listening to Jimmy Kimmel, who is now off the air after his comments on Monday and reportedly was going to make even more wild comments before Bob Iger took him off. I want to play what President Trump said on the FCC. Brendan Carr, who has come out saying they may be going forward with more here, and it is not over. Here's the president.
I think Brendan Carr is outstanding. He's a patriot. He loves our country, and he's a tough guy. So we'll have to see. But when you think about this, 97% of the stories are opposed to me, and yet I win easily the election. It's pretty amazing when you think of it. That shows they have no credibility.
The left is really upset. Hakeem Jeffries wants Carr to resign. What do you say to those on the left who are trying to make this an issue of free speech instead of one that perhaps may be public interest of airways and affiliates choosing not to air things they do not want to, and a corporate decision, Congressman?
The Democrats don't care about free speech. They never have, period. When Americans were being silenced, when Americans were being censored, when Americans were being deplatformed, when Americans were being debanked, they didn't care. They cheered it on. And so now you have an FCC commissioner who's saying, you know what, let's just look into this. Now they want to feign outrage, and now they care about the First Amendment. The arc of history in the modern era is clear. The Democrats don't care about any of that stuff. They were perfectly fine with the Biden administration spying on the American people and either deplatforming or censoring the American people.